Well, hello. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It is Tuesday night, January 5th, 2021. This is the second big show of the year, and I'm telling you right now, I am so glad that you're here, because I'm really glad that I'm here. I sat all day long in deep contemplation, consulting friends and colleagues, and I'll tell you about the consultations with them. It's amazing how we have come to the point that we have in the United States of America. It's crazy. I can't believe that I'm about to do what I'm about to do. And I'm going to need your help. Wow, am I going to need your help. All right, so we ready to go? All right, so I'm ready to go. Are we all ready to do this? All right, let's start the big show. Here we go. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Oh, let me get the little camera dealie out of the way. So, hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Mickey. Welcome to the big show. This is Mickey in the Middle. My name is Mickey. This is the quintessential show for middle Americans, people like you, people like me, people that are not at the higher stratas of the economic scale, people that are not at the lowest end of we're just middle Americans. We were raised up to believe that in America it was the land of opportunity and that we can become anything that we want to become. Now, I have to admit that I did not become what I wanted to become because I wanted to be like a cowboy. So I had these aspirations until I figured out that I mean, horses are okay, but I couldn't imagine spending 12 to 15 hours a day in a saddle, and I didn't want to have to carry all the stuff. And cows are overrated, except if you're making them into a steak. You know, if you make a cow into a steak, that's about as good as it can get. So, you know, I didn't grow up to be what I wanted to be. So eventually I had to find my way. And there was a couple of criteria that I needed as a middle American in order to become middle American. Number one, I had to find something that was honest and something that I could do in order to produce income for myself. Because as my one human theory goes, if you're the only human being on the planet, you've got to work in order to stay alive. So if you had the entire planet, you just can't sit around on your couch and do nothing. You've got to go out there and you got to work for it. You've got to go and, hunt and gather? You've got to find shelter for yourself. You have to find a coat to put on. You got to work. Nobody's going to give you anything. If you're on this planet all by yourself, you're going to have to work in order to prosper. You know, this person named Maslow came up with a pretty good hierarchy of the things. So the first thing it is survival. It's the basic things in order to stay alive. You have to be able to eat. You have to be able to maintain your body temperature. You have to be able to survive against all the wild animals out there. You have to be able to defecate. You have to be able to clothe your body in the wintertime. You have to be able to do get water. You have to be able to do all those things. So it's no different right now. So that when I came up and I decided to join the American culture, I had to go and do something for myself. I don't know what you wanted to do. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I started by pushing a lawnmower when I was 13, 14 years old, and then that translated me into getting a couple of commercial jobs before I was 15 and I could legally work. And then one of the companies, Burger King, I will forever be in their debt, Mary Lynn Carkeet, if you're still alive, thank you very much. She came out, she going, wow, you work pretty hard. Where do you live? And I said, well, about 3 miles that way. She goes, well, how'd you get the lawnmower here? I said, oh, I tied it to the back of my bicycle and I drove all the way over here. And she was like, wow, you are serious about being, productive. And I was like, yes, ma'am, I got to make something of myself. And she's like, awesome. As soon as you turn 15, I'll give you a job. So I had my first job when I turned 15 at Burger King in in Shreveport, Louisiana. And then it was then that I found out that being in America meant that it had some certain responsibilities, that nobody was going to give me anything. So my parents helped me out. They helped me out. They clothed me. They fed me. They put a roof over my head until I was old enough to go do that for myself. But then it was incumbent upon me to take care of me. And that's what middle class life in America is, hey, you go and take care of you. And if you have anything extra, if you can give it away or help somebody else out, that is your option to be able to do that. But first you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. So I found my way in this world. I didn't have any grand illusions about becoming rich and famous. Or did I? I thought that the land of opportunity meant that I can go out and I can instantly become a millionaire without working at it. And so over the years, I figured out how to make some money. So I started off with Burger King, and then I got 2 jobs. I started working at JCPenney's, and then, I just worked so many jobs before I was 20 years of age. But I'm living the American dream now. So I started with basically nothing, and I'm living the American dream. So that's what this show is about. This show is about the realistic look at America from the middle class point of view, and I'm a middle American, and I'm proud of it. So who do we got with us today? Hello, Sherry Clark. Hello, Greg Myers. Hello, Terry. Good to see you back. Darla Stewart, how are you doing? I hope your sojourn out in there without too much social media is going to work out for you. Hi, Susie. Hello, Don. Don, you're not late, dude. I'm always late. I'm going to tell you right now, if I start the show on time, it is absolutely amazing. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I'm irresponsible. So, Logan Calcanaire, hi! I'm with Logan and I'm still bad. Well, congratulations, Mark. Congratulations. I hope that your sentence is over soon. And hello, Logan. Hello, Don. So, we are middle Americans, and this show is about middle Americans. Now, this show in particular, we got a couple of really big things that are going to affect your life, my life, not only for the next 4 years, but for the rest of our lives. So right now we got 2 things that are going on. Number 1 is the Georgia Senate seat runoffs. And I can report that Perdue and Loeffler, with 80% of the votes being counted, currently are in the lead in a very, very tight race. So it's like 51-49, 50-50, 50.5, 50.1 to, whatever the alternative of that is. So it's very, very tight up in there. I personally predicted that they weren't going to win. However, the stock market, so I followed the stock market today. And the stock market really, I hate to say this, the stock market wants a disenfranchised government. They do not want the government to be functional, because if any party takes over inside of the Washington Beltway, what ends up happening is they get to have carte blanche on whatever they want to do, so that they can roughshod over the people and the corporations that are in power. And I have found statistically that if you look at the stock market and you look at the stockbrokers that are in the world, if it's positive, that means that you have a house divided, right? So that means that neither party is in charge. And from watching the stock market today, I can tell you right now that the stock market thinks that the Republicans are going to win the 2 seats and maintain control of the Senate, which means that the Democrats are going to be running the House of Representatives with Nancy Pelosi in charge, and then the Senate is going to be run by Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. You'll have a House divided, a Congress divided, if you will, and therefore all will be well with business, because nothing's going to get done in Congress for the next 2-3 years until we have another election, and then they can go on. So the second thing that's happening is they are having a big rally up in Washington that started today, And I don't know when it's going to get over, but it's in conjunction with the counting of electoral college votes in the House and Senate tomorrow. So tomorrow, the House and the Senate are going to get together. Vice President Mike Pence, who oversees and is the president of the Senate, is going to get the electors from the states, and then he's going to open them up in front of both houses of Congress, and then they're going to certify the election. Now, in this case, something like 20 Republican senators have said that they are not going to certify the vote, that they are going to object to the certification process, and that means that then they're going to have 2 hours of debate for every objection, which should be a lot, or 2 hours total. Nobody knows what they're going to do tomorrow. They're going to determine that tomorrow when they go to Congress. So today, I got notified by Facebook or whatever, Tom Cotton, my buddy Tom Cotton, who is when I say buddy, we've met, but he doesn't know me from Adam. I got a Facebook message from him today that basically said, I am not going to object to the electoral count in Congress. And he kind of had a point. However, he got a lot of hate from the people of Arkansas about what he decided. And he said that in order to maintain the democracy and the republic in which we have, if he objects to it, it's not going to do any good anyway, because no matter what happens, they're going to certify the vote because the House of Representatives is currently being run by Democrats. And the more objections are, the more objections and the more problems that we create are going to create more friction in the country, and therefore he does not feel that's in the best interest of the country in order to object to this. Now, a lot of Republicans are on the flip side of that and are saying, hey, look here, we need to let our feelings known that we object to the way that the legislatures in several of the states did not have the opportunity to change the election laws, which in the Constitution says the only people that can change election laws are the legislative bodies inside the states themselves. So what you had several states that had the Secretary of State change the rules, have judges change rules, had arbitrary things set by governors that said, hey, well, COVID's running around, so we're going to change the way we're going to do things, and they never asked the legislative bodies inside of those states whether it was legal. Now, all of the lawsuits that were brought to the judicial branches inside of our government have said, well, they might not have been able to do that, but you're complaining about it. You don't have standing. Or, I don't want to look at the case because I believe it's a political football that I'm going to get smashed on. So it even went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says nobody's got standing in this. So, unless it is inside of a state, nobody has standing, and inside of the states, those are run by a bunch of people that don't want to look at it either. So none of the lawsuits have gone forward inside of the states. So that means that the electoral college is going to go up there to the Congress, and it's going to get certified. There you have it. So, all right, so let's take a look at the big board and see what we got. So, like starting off, as always, this right here is the big board. We start off with the Constitution of the United States of America, we the people. I'd like to say we the middle class. So anyway, that's kind of like our founding document, right? So the population of the United States today is 332 billion. No, wait a minute, 332 million. 14,614. I got my numbers right today, so that's awesome. Oh, all right, Logan, you got your dream come true. This right here is my new store on teespring.com. So what I did is, let me explain this. Let me explain to everybody. I had a decision to make about the way that I was going to move forward as Mickey in the Middle. Was I going to do Mickey in the Middle, the political activist, or the political commentator? So I've decided to kind of blend those things. And what I'm going to do is, after deep consultation with a bunch of people that I know, I have decided to move forward with Operation 535. And the reason I did that is because although my father disagrees with me and asked me when his house was going to get burned down because I did something like this, I think that I owe it to the people of the United States of America to give them the best option possible moving forward. I thought about this a lot today, and this is the saying that I came up with for Operation 535. Operation 535. We can't replace the game, so let's replace the players. Now, I don't want anybody to change their politics over this. I'm not smart enough, nor am I presumptive enough to understand everybody's nuances on that has a different political slant than I have. So my theory on this is, if everybody in the country keeps their politics, but we send new people up to Congress, that means that no incumbent can survive. If no incumbent survives, then if we change the players, maybe we'll get better results. So this is the logo that I showed you yesterday. It's Operation 535. No incumbent survives. I got a Democratic donkey up there that says fire me, and I got a Republican elephant that says fire me too. And the reason I want that is because if I stick with my politics and I say you have to come and see it my way, or somebody looks at me and says I have to go and see it their way, we're never going to get anything done. However, if we all agree to change out the players in Congress, maybe new players who have not been bought off on every level of the game, maybe they can promise us that they will talk to each other and find workable solutions to the challenges that face the United States of America. So that's where it is. It's Operation 535. Let's go and replace Congress. Let's go see what happens. It's not like it can get any worse. So it's a constitutional issue for future elections. All right, so let's go see what everybody says. We know it's you, Mark. Yeah, that's right. The election is very close. Logan Calcaterra says 77% of the vote in. Not sure how it'll work out. 83% now in. 52 well, I got to read that. I can't read the rest. 41.2 to 48.8 and 50.8 to 49.2. So I'm thinking that the Republicans are going to win. That's the way that the stock market called it. I called it differently only because I don't know how you get over stuff in the ballot box and 30,000 or 60,000 new voters coming on that are going to vote all Democrat. So Greg Myers, he's not the only one, my friend. Logan Calcaterra says, if I'm not mistaken, all they want is a full audit of the charges against the election result. Logan Calcaterra, I'm so glad that you are studying what's going on inside of the political arena. That's what Ted Cruz wants. Ted Cruz wants a 10-day pause in order to take a look at what happened inside certain states to determine whether there was election fraud or whether there was not election fraud. I don't understand how everybody doesn't want this, and I don't understand why it hasn't been done in the last 8 weeks prior to getting right here. Right now, we're 2 months after the election, and Congress right now, this is the first opportunity that they're all going to get together and have the opportunity to object to this. So they want to have a 10-day hiatus before they announce the electors, which is going to put it on the 15th, which is 5 days prior to Inauguration Day, which is January the 20th. So there you go. Don Ledger. It's a constitutional issue for future elections. Legislative did not change stuff everyone else did. Don Ledger, I'm right there with you. I think that the legislative bodies of each state should be solely responsible with this. In Washington, they have 100% mail out ballots. They scrub their voter rolls every year. That's one of the things that they do inside of the state of Washington is they scrub the rolls of voters so they don't send out any weird ballots to anybody. So they actually send all of their voters ballots. And it worked great in 2016. It worked great in 2020, but that's not what happened in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, or in Nevada. I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of sketchy stuff. That's the legislation's that's their legislative body's thing. Logan Calcaterra says, that's the point. Send me a friend request under your new name, please. So he's going to be back. So his son, he's on with his son right now. So they're watching. So it'll be Lucky Jackson what? Lucky Jackson? Oh, all right. There you go. I like that. I'm sorry. 85% now in. Don, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do an update. We're going to do an update on the election. So, all right, here we go. Here's an update on the election. So we're going to go right here. I'm going to still be talking. This is a state runoff with 86% reported. Loeffler, who is the incumbent up there, is wanting 50.9% to 49.1% over Warnock. How about that? So Loeffler is winning that with 86% of the vote in. And then in the Perdue and Ossoff election, let's see where that sits. Also with 86% of the vote in. Perdue is up 51.3 to 48.7. So it looks like the Republicans are both winning the state seats, much like the stock market said that they were going to win. So good luck to everybody that's running. So let's hope that that Congress can get together tomorrow and make good decisions. We will pray. While we're on the subject, did you see the one I talked about this last night about the amen and about the a woman? Well, the internet exploded about that today, so we were a little bit ahead of the curve. So I just wanted to say amen and a woman, that it is being addressed by the nation. So what is going on up there? And I think I've beaten the horse dead about what's going on in Congress. So let's take a look at this right here. So right now, we've got a whole bunch of people that went up to Washington, D.C., and they're lining up on both sides. So it looks like BLM is going to show up. Black Lives Matter is going to show up. It looks like Antifa is going to show up. And right now up in Freedom Plaza, they currently have a pro-Trump rally going on in the plaza. Now, these are just the pictures of the rally that are up there. I saw what you did with those ballots. I love this picture. See the Jesus right there? I love that. And tomorrow, it looks like this guy is really going to show up. So it looks like President Donald Trump had said that he's going to go to the pro-Trump rally tomorrow in Washington, D.C. And they got a lot of flags and they've got a lot of this. So here is what's being reported. Here is all of the stuff that you might not know. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and a whole bunch of left-wing groups are going to show up. And it looks like the Proud Boys, the KKK, and a whole bunch of right-wing groups are going to show up. Now, my thing is, I'm not on the right, I'm not on the left, I'm just Mickey in the middle. I don't support any of the 20% fringe groups on either side of that. But here's what has been reported, that all of these groups are going to show up along with normal Americans to protest not only the election, but to protest the other groups that are there. So, if you're a Donald Trump supporter, and you are going up to Washington, D.C., please expect to have an opposition view also protesting with you. So that when I say that, make sure that you watch out for yourself. It doesn't matter whether you're on the left. It doesn't matter whether you're on the right. Please do not be caught in a situation that could be detrimental to your health. Don't get caught in a place where you're alone. Don't get caught in any kind of compromising position. You want to go up there and protest, you want to have free speech, you want to be able to have the right of assembly, that is awesome. I am encouraging that because that's the First Amendment right that you have. However, up in Washington, D.C., I've got to warn you, right now, the laws for carrying weapons in Washington, D.C. as private citizens are totally different than they are in Arkansas. And this is a great example. I would like to show you this right here because this actually happened. This right here is a Proud Boy leader. His name is Enrique Tarrio. So for being a racist white right-wing racist, yeah, it's kind of hard for him to be a racist because I'm just saying. So I've seen him before. I didn't report on this before, but so anyway, here's what happened. So a while back, he admitted to burning a Black Lives Matter banner that was pulled down from a church. So when he got there, they arrested him. So when Enrique, whatever. So when that dude showed up in Washington, the police arrested him for burning the banner. But they also found 2 magazines for weapons that were also on him. So they arrested him on a weapons charge. So he didn't have a gun. He only had the magazines. And the stories that I read basically said, and I know this to be true, that's why I don't carry in Washington, D.C., is that you have to have a special permit from Washington, D.C. in order to carry a weapon or any weapons paraphernalia or long knives or anything else in Washington, D.C. So they arrested him. Now, here's the crazy part about it. They released him under the condition that he leaves Washington, D.C., and does not come back until his court date. I don't think that they can do that. What happens if he would have lived inside of Washington, D.C.? The court is literally making him leave and making him come back. But if he had lived in Washington, D.C., could they have just kicked him out and said, hey, look here, like if I'm in Louisiana and I get arrested on a weapons charge, can Louisiana say just get out until your court date? And don't come back until your court date? Can Arkansas say that? Can New York say that? Whatever. I don't know whether they can do that or not, but I thought that was absolutely crazy. BLM and Antifa are a recipe for violence, says Logan Calcaterra. I agree with that. Did you hear about the threat from Iran to fly a plane into the Capitol? No, because we got an Air Force, and they don't have the technical ability to do that anymore. So I'm not really worried about Iran, dude. I've actually been in Iran. I was one of the last enlisted people from the United States of America to ever set foot in Iran. And it was... Man, I thought I was going to get killed that night by the Iranian National Guard, or Republican Guard, the Iranian Republican Guard. Yeah, that was a bad night. So anyway, I'm not worried about them. So anyway, if you're going up to the protest, I need you to do me a favor. I just need you to take care of you. I need you to represent me. I need you to tell everybody that's up there to please, 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 no violence. Use speech. Use the power of assembly. Use the power of religion to pray. Use the rights that you have been granted by the Constitution of the United States and just the rights that you have as being a person on this planet who is lucky enough to live in the United States of America to do the right thing and to not be violent and to not perpetuate this broken conversation that we're having in the United States of America, where one side does not have the ability to listen to the other side. We're all Americans. We should all be on the side of freedom, on the side of free speech, on the side of free assembly, on the side that Americans matter and that we need to be able to do everything to protect each other's rights. See, it's not my rights that I'm worried about. It's kind of like wearing masks in the United States of America. I wear a mask to protect other people, that's what they tell me, and to protect my own self. And when you wear a mask or you go out and you do these things, I please defend my right to also do what you're doing. So if I wear my mask to protect others, like they keep telling us, and everybody else does the exact same to protect other people, I want that to be the same application under the law as we look at each other with rights. I am going to protect your rights. Please protect my rights, because I as an individual cannot protect my rights by myself. I need all of society to protect my rights. That's what America is based on. It's based on the individual rights that we have been granted in the Constitution and the amendments to the Constitution. The first big 10 the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are called the Bill of Rights. They're all about people. You don't have the right to self-incrimination. You have the right to vigorous defense. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to speak. You have the right to bear arms. You have the right to express yourself and assemble. You have the right to religious freedom. All of those things are written in the amendments to the Constitution of the United States, and that is what we have to protect first. So please, if you go to Washington, please just bring one message. Please protect everyone else's right to go out and express their constitutional rights as declared by the Constitution of the United States of America. And you ran. Did you hear about the threat from the and you ran. Ha! I flew, actually. I had to fly out. So big hey ho to my captain, major at the time, I think, Clark, who got me out of there. Biden issue mandate. He will slap on a woman date. There you go. He won't issue a mandate. He will issue a woman date. I love that. So, all right. So, hey, that's the show for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. The name of the website, let me go back to this. The name of the website is... Here it is. So I'm going to show you this real quick. So go to teespring.com, T-E-E, spring, S-P-R-I-N-G.com, /store/Mickey in the middle, all one word. So it is teespring.com /stores/Mickey in the middle. And then you can go buy some of this stuff. Now I'm going to go and order some of this stuff. So I'm going to get it in. I'm going to order a purple t-shirt, a mug, a mask, maybe a hoodie. I don't know. Go on there. Teespring gives opportunities to people like me to make a little bit of money, to support the channel, and also to support the cause, which is going to be Operation 535. So, Logan, just to let you know, I am starting a website. Hopefully, I'll have the website in the store up tomorrow that we'll be able to run this thing. And thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I really love you. So with that, all I have to say is, hey, everybody, remember to live, laugh, and love. Peace. See you later. Oh, where's the music? Oh, where's the music? There we go. Bye. See you tomorrow. Mickey in the middle, 9 p.m. Central. 9 p.m. Central. Yeah, Monday through Friday. Talk to you later. See ya. I'm horrible at production. Horrible at production. Everybody have a great night.